gymnastic activities as part of the event or part of the international events?
A star is in the making, and I've talked about Kwarenga, a 14-year-old girl who schools in Abuja, Nigeria. In the last 7 years, she's made very clear about her intention to become a gymnastics star, and she's taking it a step further by saying she wants to be at the very next Olympic Games coming up in the United States of America in 2028. But first, she will have to participate in the Commonwealth, in the African game, thereafter move up the Commonwealth Games before ultimately being at the Olympic Games. And this comes in phases, if you ask me, and this is a clarion call to the Athletics Federation of Nigeria to properly condition her, ensure she can properly combine education and ambition of going to the Olympic Games as a gymnast for Nigeria. The National Sports Commission that we have now seems to be interested in athletes like this. This is one job. They too have to ensure that the Athletics Federation under them takes the ambition of Kwarenga very seriously. But we hope that they will be doing their job just as we know them to do so far in the last few weeks. I'm sure they have a program for academics as well, for athletes that are into academics, both here in Nigeria, and they're having some kind of partnership as well with foreign missions. The other day it was the Hungarian embassy that had this. It's all sorted out with the National Sports Commission. So I'm sure Kwarenga will be a beneficiary of one of these initiatives coming from the National Sports Commission. After all, we are told to refocus. Meanwhile, we'll now move from that charity event and the news and go to handball. Nigeria's under 18 and under 23 side, the main handball team have kicked off a very intensive training in preparation for 2025 competitions.
Yeah, and it's good for them because they're going to have some of the intercontinental games to be played. They will also be traveling to Kosovo later on this year, to participate. So I think that is good. Handball Federation, Volleyball Federation, and the Cricket Federation have been some of the phenomena of federation that have really reignited the feeling that other sports still have a place in the national sports landscape. And I think that there is need to roll out a calendar. I mean, this is still the first quarter. Usually the first quarter is the time where federations roll out their plans, and it's good to hear that they are already intensifying their preparation via training programs and all that. And I think that if you look at what Uchehu has really done in recent time, the federation president, I have no doubt that we're going to see them, so high in terms of training, because we have the best leg. The only thing we need to do now is to group them together and then also demarcate the age differences. If we can achieve that in the training sector, give them good atmosphere. I mean, we've always said in the last 5 years, evidence have shown that handball is currently growing. I think that is a good one to start with.
Handball growing, and we hope that there will be a proper programming for the activities to ensure they compete. Right now, they have activities in Spain and in Bulgaria, and I'm sure the National Sports Commission will ensure that they have a very good outcome. Talking about the National Sports Commission, the para badminton athletes are trying to say they need to be given prominence as well, because para sports, in my opinion, have given more face to Nigeria internationally in sports than any other sports, and the para badminton athletes are saying they want to continue in that trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Enola is just one of the cases here, and I think that for Enola, if we have para badminton players, preparing to go for an international competition, it's just necessary that that support is there. If there's one agency or National Sports Commission should be able to brace them, prepare them very well to see that this is properly achieved. If that is done, then I'm very certain that we can truly achieve that. For me, I'm not surprised at all that they're coming all out to support the preparation ground of the para badminton players, because even in the last Paralympics, we saw what they were able to do, and they got at least to getting the bronze medal at the Paralympics is no mean feat at all. So for me, I'm very optimistic that with this kind of support behind the scene, and maybe louding it out, and they know that National Sports Commission is in support of that training program. I'm just hoping that this can be achieved. But let's see how far. If you encourage players or athletes, it should go beyond that to see that they also financial give them financial incentives. I'm not bothered about whether they're going to do well, because I know that exposures of this kind can also, elevate them to achieving some level of success at those preparations.
Talking about success, it reminds me that the 13 ECOWAS wrestling tournament is here, where no fewer than 11 countries have arrived in Abuja for the 13 ECOWAS African Wrestling Tournament. ECO, March 6th to the 8th is the date for this event taking place at the Velodrome at the MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja. It's part of the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS. Do you think Nigeria will take advantage of hosting to win this one?
This is the first time we're hosting. Usually it used to, Senegal, Dakar precisely has seen this event, hosted in previous years, and getting the hostage should be something, it should be a laudable one. We have wrestlers, I don't know, Igale has really done a good job, but until the politics has really told the activities of the federation. Otherwise, I shouldn't be talking about whether we're going to host to win, because we know that we have wrestlers. Go to Bayelsa there, you see them every day, but do we have those that can represent us? Well, I believe so, but at this level, this thing it's some regional program, and I think that we need to do our best, because it makes no sense if we are going to host for the first time and don't at least get to win. They have different categories and they have some financial incentives, for the winners of this particular one. So for me, I think you play to win.
Playing to win. The ECOWAS anniversary, 50th anniversary, is bringing up a wrestling tournament in Abuja, and we expect to see nearly 50 wrestlers. I think about 33 of them are in male and female category, and we're having 12 countries in ECOWAS, and of the 12 countries, 11 will converge in Abuja for this 50th anniversary tournament, and it promises to be very exciting. Like you said, with Dan Negali as the head of the Wrestling Federation here in Nigeria, his track record and of course his performances in the last few months of course show that Nigeria will be in for a very befitting tournament, and of course not just hosting, but I'm sure it will turn out to be one where we have emerged as champions. That's my word. But if you look at it, the pedigree of Nigeria in wrestling on the continent of Africa, you want to talk about the sub-region of Africa.
Yeah, we have a very strong pedigree like in Africa. But, when you're hosting, there is a lot of pressure naturally comes in. And I did mention earlier that there seems to be some political quagmire that is stalling the activities. If you check very well, we've not heard much about wrestling since the drama that played out at the last Olympic Games. And a lot has really happened. The federation election will soon come up. And so Daniel Gale is now